For the Dubs, they sustained a bunch of hits last night, but delivered the final blow to steal one in Toronto to even the series before going home. A look at the damage. Let's start with Klay last night, dealing with a left hamstring tightness after landing awkwardly early in the fourth quarter. Klay said he's confident he'll be able to play in Game 3. The other Splash Brothers, Steph, dealing with dehydration that required attention from the Warriors training staff. He started the game 0 for 6 before picking up his play. And Kevon Looney suffered a chest contusion in the second quarter, and he did not return after a collision with Kawhi. He's scheduled to undergo an MRI and CT scan today. And then Andre Iguodala, the hero last night, but not before he was hobbled at the end of Game 1 with a calf injury. And add all this to Kevin Durant. He's been out for nearly 4 weeks since injuring his calf in Game 5 of the second round against the Rockets. He's missed the last 7 games, but the Warriors' motto, strength in numbers, is working right now in the postseason.
Everybody's going to have a chance to help us win a championship at some point, and just to stick with it and be patient. And it shows itself over the course of a season. And tonight was huge. And we need 3 more wins, and we need it to keep going. But that's a part of who we are and our DNA. It's not just what we say.
This has been our MO since I've been here. Next man up mentality. Guys rest, guys get hurt. Everybody has confidence in each other.
It's been the story of the last, month and a half, 2 months for us. A guy goes down, the next guy steps up, and it's been really enjoyable, that part of it.
Nick Friedell covers the Warriors and joins us now on SportsCenter live from Oakland. And Klay, he was scheduled to have an MRI today. He says he's going to play for Game 3, but what more can you tell us about his status for that game on Wednesday night?
Kevin, everything got pushed back here in Oakland because the Warriors team plane didn't land until after 4 in the morning Pacific time. A lot of guys didn't get to sleep till 6:30 or 7 in the morning. They're just lucky they got here. As I was checking out in Toronto around 4 Eastern, there were a lot of staff members and family members that got stuck on the second plane. The Warriors were supposed to fly out of Toronto that just got back a couple minutes ago. So as far as Klay goes, he's confident, but it all depends on what the MRI says. I walked out of the arena with him last night. He was lamenting the fact that not only he's got this injury now, but as you recall last year in Game 1, he was struggling with a high ankle sprain. So they believe he'll be out there, and it's key, but it all hinges on what the MRI says in the next couple hours.
All right, now before Game 2, Steve Kerr said KD could return with just 1 practice under his belt. Where do things currently stand with Kevin Durant?
There's some hope that he might be able to go on Wednesday for Game 3, but Kevin, the more likely situation is to have KD out there in Game 4, allow him a couple extra days of rehab, allow him that 1 practice prior to Game 4, and then get him out there at Oracle. It's all dependent on how he's feeling in the next couple days. On top of KD, Kevon Looney is going through his own MRI and CT scan on his right shoulder. It was really bothering him last night. It was hanging. They took him out. They're not sure what to expect, but now they have DeMarcus Cousins and Andrew Bogut to pick up the slack. With Andre Iguodala, he's okay. That calf injury, though, is bugging him. He was limping around a lot in the locker room, and you mentioned Steph. He's going to get a lot of fluids the next couple days, and they expect him to be fully ready to go for Game 3 on Wednesday night. All
right, so they have a couple more days as that series moves to Oakland for Game 3. A tip-off 9 Eastern on ABC on Wednesday night. Nick, thank you so much.
That was the scenario last night. Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson escaped crowded traffic conditions in the tunnel after the Game 2 win. Drake, of course, did not so much. And as you heard Nick Friedell say just now, nothing new really on either injury. And as their coach pointed out, even if there were something new about Klay and it was positive, knowing Klay, you'd have to take it with a grain of salt.
Klay said he'll be fine, but, Klay could be half dead and he'd say he'd be so, we'll see. He pulled his hamstring. He thinks it's minor. So I don't know what that means going forward.
It's possible the Warriors could be looking at Game 3 with at least one of them not playing. So far this postseason, the numbers show the Warriors have been much better when KD is the lone warrior on the court out of these two. And as you ponder that, the question of which is the bigger deal for the Warriors, KD's injury or Klay's injury, is now addressed by our KD and Klay, Tony and Michael, with this fresh PTI take.
All right, Wilbon, what is the bigger storyline for the Warriors heading into Game 3? The injury status of Klay Thompson or the injury status of Kevin Durant?
Klay Thompson, Tony. I mean, Klay Thompson, we were reminded in Game 2 just how great Klay Thompson is. And, you know, it's interesting. To me, he is still, after all this time, underappreciated. Hell, I didn't appreciate him enough when I didn't vote for him in one of the top 3 all-league teams.
Cost them a lot of money, Wilbon. You personally cost them millions.
That's why I wish I had my ballot back. But Klay Thompson, Tony, he is so efficient. It seems effortless, but it's not effortless. He was 10 of 17 last night. And as you know, I mean, he was the guy who kept Golden State connected to Toronto early in that game when the Raptors were playing really well.
That's right.
So, no, I mean, KD, there's uncertainty. We don't know. We just saw Klay Thompson last night. We know what he can do if healthy, so the answer is Klay.
I'm not going to say the obvious stupid thing, which is the Warriors will win without Kevin Durant because they've won a bunch of games already. You can't take Kevin Durant out of your lineup and expect to be as good as you are with Kevin Durant. But Kevin Durant will walk back into a game, much like Boogie Cousins walked back into a game, his first game, and he's not going to be Kevin Durant. If you lose Klay Thompson with Kevin Durant out, you have lost 50 to 55 points. You can't win. So the answer to this question is Klay Thompson's status is significantly more important.
Klay Thompson, boys and girls. That's it. We're done. Hope he can play and be himself. Back to you.
One game doesn't define a series.
They got rings and they can be confident.
It's first to 4, not first to 1.
Curry from way downtown.
Third quarter. We lost the game there.
Iguodala puts it up. It's good. This best-of-7 series is tied at 1 game apiece.
All square in the NBA Finals. We welcome in Jay Williams joining us on SportsCenter AM. And DeMarcus Cousins, Jay Will, his second game back from the quad injury, 11 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists, almost 28 minutes. So what stood out to you about his play last night?
Come on, Randy. I mean, I don't know if you've ever torn anything in your life, but I see people that struggle after they tear something to play an intramural basketball, yet alone to tear your Achilles and then be dropped into the second game of the NBA Finals and start and be asked to actually give productive minutes. I mean, he was incredible last night. There were times he served as the point forward for the team, taking on the Draymond Green role, passing, making great plays, making the job easier for Klay Thompson. Look at that play right there, avoiding the charge on Kyle Lowry. That's made incredible charge takes the entire series. I mean, his ability to be a force down low, to bring Marc Gasol, Serge Ibaka away from the basket, to make those incredible passes, plus his ability to make everybody else around him better and to play 28 minutes after coming off an Achilles tear. That goes to show you the luxury that the Golden State Warriors have when you're able to bring a guy like DeMarcus Cousins back into the fold, and he gives you those type of minutes in the NBA Finals game.
He only had 33 minutes in his playoffs coming in, and then he deals with the quad tear, and he comes back. Like you said, listen, I played with a hangnail. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to be a hero. Golden State, though, holding on despite losing. You lose Klay, you lose Kevon Looney as well during that game. How much of a missed opportunity? Let's look at it from the Raptors side. How much of a missed opportunity was that for Toronto?
Look, if you're a Toronto fan or if you're one of the players, you're waking up this morning, really salty about the whole situation. Stephen Curry goes out in the first half, okay? Klay Thompson goes out in the second half with the hamstring issue. KD's not playing. Kevon Looney's not on the court. There were plays in the last possession, and we're going to break it down here on Get Up, where, you could have got a steal on Stephen once. You could have got a steal, Kawhi, the claw. There was a pass that was telegraphed by Steph that he could have got a steal on at the end. And this is a game that you have to get. You do not want to go back to Oracle. Look, 1-1, you should go back to Oracle being up 2-0. I think this is the type of game, if you're a Raptor fan or if you're a Raptor player, that can come back to haunt you when the series is over if Golden State wins it.
Golden State gets a win on the road for its 23rd straight playoff series, extending its own record. That's Jay Will. You heard him breaking down the NBA Finals, all square at a game apiece. History is going to remember this like it does those moments, but for Game 2, there was no larger shot than what we saw from Andre Iguodala. About 7 seconds to play, big three, plenty of time to settle into it as well. And Mark Schwartz has more now from Toronto on everything that went into that shot.
Kevin Durant was in street clothes. Klay Thompson was done for the night. The Warriors needed a bucket to seal it, and Toronto threw a double team at Steph Curry.
That's a definite foul situation. We're trying to foul. We had a couple chances there on Draymond, I think Livingston, and then back to Draymond.
I didn't think they were going to foul. They were trying to get a steal.
Then Curry got it, and we didn't want to foul, but we put a good blitz on him. We almost made him throw it away.
Curry's pass was a wounded duck, but Sean Livingston snatched it away from Kawhi Leonard's colossal claws by coming to the ball.
The way Sean Livingston met that pass, we all got a joke amongst us of bad receivers and good receivers. I always call Sean a bad receiver. He turned into Megatron tonight for that pass. It was big for us.
Next, Livingston turned into magic with a no-look dish to a wide-open Andre Iguodala. And with nearly 5 ticks left on the shot clock, he launched the three that crushed Canada.
It's gone! Andre Iguodala drills it. What a clutch shot from the veteran.
Kind of disrespectful to leave Andre Iguodala open like that. With the game on the line, he's made big shots like that before. He got it done tonight.
We don't disrespect those guys. We know that Iggy's made big shots in his whole career. We wanted somebody else to shoot it.
Did you want to see the ball in his hands in that situation?
No, we wanted to see it in our hands. We wanted to get a steal.
When the 2015 Finals MVP let fly, with 8 seconds left in the game, Nick Nurse liked his chances. After all, Iguodala had missed 13 of his last 14 from deep.
If he's going to take that and give us a chance to get the ball back and win the game, we're going to probably live with that. It wasn't like we were disrespecting him and not trying to guard him. Again, I'd like to go back and try that again about 10 times and see if one of them doesn't go our way.
Mark Schwartz reporting there, and you heard him say that Iguodala had missed 13 of his last 14 threes prior to making it. This is what his shot chart looks like over the last 5 games, and this is with the made three last night. Big one, 7 seconds to go, right there in Game 2 of the NBA Finals. It's a shooting percentage that is not awesome, and it's why ESPN Analytics gave this three, this crucial made three, just a 24% chance of going in. Nicole?